I think for me, two things stand out the most, and it's uplifting the sense of self-worth, and also ownership of, because you know in this society, like everyone grows up being compared to something else. How do we actually get our own voice and be comfortable with ourselves from a young age? So, and if you really care about that, and then the student, and relate it in a way to them that they can understand in their language, uh, then that really goes a long way. So I think I have two examples that I can think of. This young little girl who very strong-headed, very smart, very but always throwing tantrums, right? And there's one time where she just didn't want to play because she was angry that why did she have to learn two instruments when her brother, is not learning any instrument, or just, and she'll be like, he's only 1 year old younger than me. Like everything she says is valid, like her pain. I could feel her pain. Then basically I just told her, like, I just took some pencils, I said, okay, this is what's happening. You have two pencils now. If you learn this pencil is yours forever. Like basically, like an analogy.
Like you
You
own it.
keep
Yeah.
this. No one can take it from you.
Mm.
I said, do you want okay, if you want to compare with your brother, he has nothing now, right? And do you want me to take that away from you? It's your choice. So it's both ways,
Mm.
And suddenly something clicked in her mind, and she was like, oh. And then when she calmed her mind down, the music was so much better, you know.
Mm.
So it's not the technical part. Because sometimes, when they throw tantrums, we're like, come on, like, just get to the, just get. And that
Right.
happens when
Mm.
we start to care about ourselves, as teachers. We're like, you're wasting my time, you're wasting, instead of like
Yeah.
understanding where they're coming from.
Right.
Yeah. And
Mm.
then there's one adult student who, I'm not teaching her anymore, but for the past 4 years, she wrote a letter to me, and then she just mentioned, like, never in my life has a teacher ever asked me how I was feeling that week, or cared about cared about me,
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, thank you for that, and I think sometimes when students, you know they remind us why we're doing all this.
Right.
It just takes just
Yeah.
one sentence, because you know that they care,
Right.
that you care,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and that's yeah, that's enough energy and like mana for a
Mm-hmm.
lifetime. you
Yeah.
know, yeah.